So here at the bottom of our little baking trays, we're starting off with some breakfast sausages. We can go ahead and move that off to the side real quick. And right here in the middle, I cracked up 8 eggs. This is gonna be such an easy breakfast recipe. So in that, we're gonna be dumping in, this is 3 bell peppers. I know it looks like a lot, but we definitely need the veggie in there for this breakfast. It is gonna make it taste so delicious. For seasonings, we're gonna keep it simple. We're gonna go with the tried and true salt and pepper. I just love using the fresh peppercorn. I feel like it makes such a big difference, especially when you're cooking for family or friends like that. If you bust out this pepper grinder, it just makes it look a lot more fancy. So once the seasonings are all set, we're just gonna mix it up a bit, make sure we get all the seasonings nice in there, and then we can bring back in our little bacon cheese. These are so convenient to make personalized little breakfast for everybody. So next, we're just gonna pour it out. So I'm gonna start off with a little bit at first. I just wanna make sure that we have enough to cover all of it, because we can always double back and add in some more. You can see that this is looking perfect. So every little breakfast is gonna have 2 eggs, 2 sausages, and a whole ton of bell peppers. Once we have the eggs all set, we're gonna be coming in with some marbled cheddar cheese, which is my favorite to use for this recipe because it has both the white and the yellow cheese. So it just gives it a nice little mixture, a little bit of different flavor, and it just melts over so nicely. I love making these easy breakfast recipes, especially even if you're cooking by yourself or for yourself rather. This is perfect because then you can just stick these into the fridge and you can have breakfast for the next couple of days. So that is looking like enough cheese for me. And then on top, we gotta get in some hash browns. So I just picked up some frozen hash brown patties, and these can go right on top. So we can do 2 per. So this is gonna be such a perfect breakfast. We have everything in there, especially with the hash brown on top. And then the best thing with the hash brown on top is that it'll make sure that the eggs and the cheese do not overcook when we put them into the oven. Once we have the hash browns in, I'm just gonna be using the rest of the bag of cheddar cheese so that it does not go to waste. And I mean, who doesn't appreciate a little cheese on top of their meal? I do have my oven preheating at 375 degrees. So as soon as I'm done, we can go ahead and stick that into the oven. And it'll probably take about 25 to 35 minutes depending on your oven. Look at how amazing these turned out. So we can see that we got the egg all nice and cooked, and then we got the hash brown nice and crispy. But before we serve, the only thing I like to do is I like to throw in some Italian herbs just for that little pop of green. It just makes it look that much more appetizing. You can see that just a few sprinkles of this really brings the dish to life. But other than that, we are ready to eat. Cannot wait to dig into this. This is all my favorite breakfast flavors. We can see the egg nice and cooked. We got the cheese nice and melted. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. And just like that, breakfast is served. So I'm just gonna dig in. Be sure to get some of that sausage that's nice and cooked at the bottom too. This is very, very hot though, so I'm gonna take a little bit, make sure that it cools down fully before I take a bite. This is definitely one of the most easy, convenient breakfasts that you'll have. Enjoy.